Well, welcome, Mike, to South West Queensland Thunder into the role of Technical Director.
Thanks, Luke. Good to be here.
How's, as much as you haven't officially started with us, you looking forward to the challenges?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's. I think I mentioned to someone this morning. It's an opportunity that is excitement. It creates excitement for me because it's an opportunity to get involved with from the school perspective. Because I think this memorandum of understanding is brilliant between yourself and the school. And see what kind of young players that we've got, and see if we can help them into the future.
Yeah. And I suppose one of the big things for us as a club is our player development across from our under-9s all the way through. Do you want to just give us, I suppose, a little bit of your background, I suppose, with the QAS and your development?
My job with the QAS, my remit was to, it was a blank canvas, it was the whole of Queensland. I could pick players from anywhere in Queensland that had the ability to go on and play for women's youth national teams, or the Matildas, or men's youth teams. And at that time we were aligned with the AIS. It's such a brilliant organisation, and it's really a shame now that doesn't exist in the way that it did. However, the lessons learned from that mean that you can replicate that or those successful practices in a regional area. And I see that the fact that the school is a boarding school, so you can attract players from throughout the country. And if you've got the right program in place, anything is possible. I think I've told you before that ability is much more important than talent. Obviously you've got to have talent, but the ability will get you further than you probably could normally. So I see here as an opportunity to, first of all, I need to go and have a look, observe, see all the coaches. We know that. Meet the coaches, and then see how I can contribute.
So we've got a few, obviously, big start to the season coming up. We've got this weekend we've got our TFL All Stars game where the Thunder men play against the TFL All Stars. We've got pre-season matches planned. Training's already begun, so you're really going to be baptismal fire straight into the mix.
Yeah, look, if you look at it from a perfect scenario, I'm probably starting a bit late for this season, but it's better late than never, I think. But also, once you make a decision, there's no point in rushing it. You've got to get it right. And I think that the fact that I arrived here last Monday and was been able to bed myself in, I've got somewhere to stay. I've got some bearings around the place. I've met quite a few people, and we'll be able to hit the ground running from the school and also the club. So I see that there's only positives going forward. So the season will take care of itself. You already had the coaches in place. You already had the players in place. So nothing that I'm going to do is going to change that. It's absolutely vital that we get that right. We've got to get that right. We've got to have the right coaches in place. So to make it a simplistic exercise, you need to understand that you've got to have facilities, you've got to have a competition to play in, and you've got to have good coaches. Now, good coaches, in my opinion, is as important as the facilities. All three are important. Now, you've got your coaches. Now, my job is to go and help them, and hopefully, if they're aspirational, I can help them get to the next level. But I think it's just collaborative approach that's going to be the key. So I'm looking forward to meeting them.
And that's a big thing which I don't think a lot of people understand around the role of a technical director. It's not just about working with the players, that comes with it, but one of the biggest roles with it is actually working with the coaches, because the coaches are the ones who are with them 3 nights a week of training, game days, working on coaching game day scenarios, and working with it. So to me, that's something which I would love to see our coaches develop and come along as well.
You know, it's an interesting point that you bring up. I think that in this day and age in Australia, we have too many technical directors that tell people what to do. What you need to do is show people what to do as well. So you've got to have the ability to get on the park and coach. And you've got to have the humility to get there and do it and make mistakes as well. Because what happens is, and I've been through all these coaching courses over many years, is that the coach is like this. He's petrified of making a mistake in front of coaching instructors and what have you. But at the end of the day, I learned from a guy called Bruce Stowell, who's a stalwart of Australia, Queensland. And basically, we'd go and play 11v11. He'd say, Mulvey, you're coach today. Okay. And you just go on and then it was about discussion. It wasn't about right or wrong. Make a decision and then, okay. And then you learn on the go. So I'm going to put some guys on the spot throughout the year, not to embarrass them, but to just see if they can handle a little bit of pressure. But also, I'm going to go and show them. I think that if I am competent as a coach and now in a position as, say, a technical director, I should have the ability to go and take a session and for them to see, okay, he does it that way. Not that that's the right way, but that's a way, because there's more than one way to skin a cat.
One of the big things that is one of the buzzwords at the moment is a rule around this club assessment, and obviously with COVID last year there was no official club assessment apart from the gold, half dozen gold clubs. That's something obviously as a club we want to really push for, and your experience from where you've been with Pride and QAS is going to help us hugely with that.
Yeah, look, exactly, and to be perfectly honest, I'll lean on the people that I know to guide me on that as well, because from a best practice perspective, because it's a wide-ranging thing, the audit. You know, it goes from SAP to senior, it goes from administration to development. It's a wide ranging, and you've got to get it right. This is our blueprint for the next 10 years. Yeah. So I believe it's really important that we as a club have a strategic plan, not just 3 years. We need 5 years strategic plan that you can say, right, this is, and then at the end of 5 years you go, well, there's the roadmap that we set ourselves. Okay, we had some ups and downs, but we've got there where we wanted to. Your role as an administrator and my role as a coach is to provide opportunities for our kids. Simple. Yep. And if we use that as our guideline the whole way, then we won't go far wrong. Yep. So I think that is a good starting point.